What's up, everybody? I'm Rook,
And I am the Sick Archon.
and we want to wish you all a happy new year and welcome to the new season / year of
Yeah,
Raw
I
and
guess
Nerdy.
this would be what, season 3 now?
I think so.
I think that's how we did it. We did season 2 when we came back in 2025, so this would be season 3.
Yeah, I forgot we started this in 2024. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because 2024, I was still in California and we had gone to WonderCon together. And then last year is when I moved to here.
Yeah.
Or I was already here last year. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, we started Raw podcast back in 2023 with Starfield Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Man, time flies when you're having a good time.
Oh, yeah. So, it's the new year. We figured we'd start off with a Star Wars special. But we're going to focus... Of course. We got to. We were going to focus on the small screen Star Wars. Everything from Disney Plus, pretty much.
Yeah, we kind of decided there's a lot, so we're going to do this in a 2-part series. This week, we're going to focus more on Ahsoka and Obi-Wan. And then next week, we'll do Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian, which, yeah, mostly Mandalorian.
Yeah, mostly. We'll have a lot of gripes about Book of Boba Fett, and I'll also
There were some positives.
There were some positive. It was awesome, and when he was in the Mandalorian, it was good. But we'll discuss that next week.
Yeah.
But this week we're going to talk about Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, and I was sort of critical when I first saw Ahsoka because it was portrayed a little bit differently than I thought it should have been. But when I actually did the math, or I watched somebody do the math of how old Ahsoka would be in the TV series, in the Disney Plus series. Rosario Dawson is, now that I've actually sat down and watched the entire first season, was the perfect choice for that character.
When we get into the main topic, I'll have disagreements on that. But we got to start with our weeks. We got to get those out of the way. Otherwise, we'll forget about them. So let's. How was your week?
Well, my few weeks.
Yeah, few weeks.
Well, I started off stressed, then went on vacation, and had a week and a half of vacation, and it was much needed. We we met all of our goals at work, and so we were able to take the entire holiday break off instead of possibly having to work overtime. So it was really nice. Also, I thought my house was move-in ready. Apparently, it's not. Apparently, ServPro in Lancaster, California has not installed the new hot water heater that needs to be installed to replace the one that got stolen.
They stole your hot water heater?
Yeah, they stole a 50-gallon. They stole a 50-gallon hot water heater.
I knew they stole like the copper piping and everything, but I didn't know that they stole the hot water heater too. How bold!
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, how much time did they have before, like, with nobody noticing?
Nobody pays attention in the middle of the night. That's why I have cameras on my house right now.
Like, you'd have to, like, drain the whole thing. You just can't just take 50 gallons of hot water.
Whoever took it, they drained it, turned off the gas, and properly removed it, and took off with the hot water.
At least they didn't just cut it out like heathens.
Yeah, I know, right? But they were supposed to replace it, and they haven't. So I found that out yesterday, that it wasn't replaced yet. So now I get to wait and see how much that's going to cost me and see if my insurance will cover it.
So we both had house issues over the last week. That's fun.
Yeah, I know, right? But other than that, it was a very relaxing time. Me and my dog spent a lot of time walking and watching her get annoyed. And
you never once, not once, did my good friend Rook here message me and be like, hey, jump on. Let's chat. Let's play a game together. Not once in a whole week and a half of vacation.
You told me you were going to be busy. I verified with you before that.
I didn't.
That and you were also sick.
I wasn't that busy. I was just home. I've been sick, but.
Now, let's be honest. We tell everybody else when you see us online, to hop on in.
Why'd you just
You
get so
never jumped
quiet?
on Discord.
You just got really quiet.
How about now?
Hmm.
Is that better?
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. That was weird. You just got really quiet all of a sudden.
I'll have to listen to it on the recording.
But anyway, I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't on here much. I was playing with some new toys, but uh, there you go.
So you got a
Oh,
lot to talk about, sir.
you're back. You're back. There you are. Got to turn you back down now. Yeah, I got all kinds of new toys. So I got a Switch 2 for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing with that. I know all the Nintendo, but I'm not going to hack my system, so I'm not worried about them breaking my system.
True.
So yeah, it's I've having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of things I really, really enjoy about it. There are some things that I have a few gripes about, like the interface is exactly the same. They made absolutely no changes to it whatsoever. Like you can't tell the difference between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 when you're just looking at the interface screen.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like you're gonna have an upgrade, but you're not gonna change anything at all.
If it's broke, why fix it?
No. If it ain't broke, then why fix
Yeah,
it?
if it ain't broke, why fix
There
it?
you go. I'm like, wait, you broke my brain there for a second. But one thing I really, really do like though is a lot of like their big major titles like Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, things like that. Instead of having to go out and buy the Switch 2 version of the game, you just pay $10 and upgrade it to the Switch 2 version, and it gives you all the benefits of
Nice.
the Switch 2 version, which is really cool. So instead of spending $70, I only had to spend 10, and
Oh,
then I could
nice.
upgrade my games. So that was cool. I've been playing through, finally playing through Pokemon ZA. I'm getting pretty far. I'm up to rank. I think I'm about to do my rank D match now, so I'm getting pretty close to A.
So
Um,
tell me something. You were discussing something that you didn't like about how the rankings go. Uh,
yeah, it is okay. So they kind of took the cop out. I definitely like Arceus way better than I like ZA,
mm-hmm.
and it's a much bigger game. There's a lot more to it. There's more open area to go. Like in ZA, you're just in one city that's about a half a mile. Like it's a circle, but it's like about a half a mile wide, and
Okay.
that's where the whole game takes place. Is in the one city. You don't ever leave the city. It's just all in that city. So there's
Mm.
not like a lot of area to explore, and I don't know. It's just there's not as much to the game. And then I'm like, oh well, I mean, you got to get all the way from rank Z to rank A, and every rank you got to get like you got to do battles and stuff like that in these like battle zones at night to get points to get your challenger ticket to be able to rank up to the next rank. I was like, okay, this will take a while, so at least there'll be a bunch of game. Well, then I got to rank W. I had to do my alphabet backwards there for a second. You start at rank Z and you got to make your way to rank A. And I got to rank W, and then all of a sudden it's like your next match is against this guy who's rank V. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I go to fight him, and he's like, we need your help with this thing, but you can only help us if you're, like rank F or high or lower. You have to have at least a rank F to help us. So if you win, I'm going to give you a special promotion all the way to rank F. So you just skip all the way from like W all the way to F.
Oh, that's kind of lame.
I'm like, it like takes like half the game away. Like that kind
Yeah,
of sucks.
especially if you're in an area that's that
Yeah, I mean there are
compact.
a ton of side missions you can do. There's like the whole shiny hunt and things like that, and there's a lot of things that you do besides just ranking up. Like, you have they have this whole system going on where there's these rogue mega evolutions happening, and you have to like partner with the corporation to try and stop them and help these Pokemon from like rogue evolving and causing havoc on the cities. So like there's a lot more to the game than just the rankings. So at least there's that. And I mean I've got a good 20 hours into it and I'm only rank E right now. So I mean I guess
Eh, not bad.
there's and I don't even know how much is left. I mean there's like this system where you have to like do these researches for these people, and you can get all the way up to level 50 on that. And I'm only at level like 27 or 28. So, I mean, there's obviously still a lot more to the game I haven't gotten to. So, I
Yeah, it
guess we'll
sounds like
see.
it.
Well, I just caught my first Eevee right before recording. I finally found an Eevee. So I know where it's at now, so I can keep going back there and catch like 8 of them, so I can get all the different evolutions of Eevee. I love
Nice.
Eevee. Eevee's one of my favorite Pokemon by far. It's
It's a
so
good one.
cute. It's so cute, and it can evolve into like every type of Pokemon. So like you
You
can
can have a
literally just
party
have
of.
you can have an army of Eevees and just beat everything. I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. But yeah, and then my wife decided she wanted to torture me, and I knew she bought me the Switch, and I knew I was waiting for Christmas to open it. But then she asked me what game I wanted for it for my birthday, and I told her, I was like, well, the only game that I don't have for it that I want is Donkey Kong. She's like, okay, so she bought me Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is wildly known as one of the most fun games on Switch, or on the Switch too. It was one of the game of the year contenders. It's so good.
Mhm.
And my birthday's 5 days after Christmas, and she made me wait until I think she. So I had from Christmas until Sunday off, and she made me wait until Sunday night before she finally let me open it, so I could play it for a couple hours before I had to go back to work.
Oh, that's torture.
I know. I mean, she could have made me wait until Tuesday when my birthday was, but yeah, that
Yeah,
was
but
like
to see is more torture letting you play it for a couple of hours, and you got to work.
yeah. But honestly, I kind of want to finish Pokemon first before I really get into Donkey Kong. I have played it some, probably got like 5 or 6 hours into Donkey Kong, and it is a blast. Like when they say fully destructible world, they mean fully just you just walk around and just blow up everything, just boom, boom, just punching things, bam, 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 spinning around, just blowing stuff up. Oh, it's so much fun. You like
Nice. That's
rip
awesome.
these explosives off the wall and like throw them at things and just watch the mountains explode. And oh, dude, it's so satisfying.
Nice.
You got to find like these giant bananas everywhere, and every time you find one, he's like, "Oh, banana!" It's awesome. I love it. But yeah, so I also got Metroid Prime 4 for the Switch too. I haven't really gotten into that one much yet because Pokemon. I mean, obviously, Pokemon. And
Obviously.
Mario Kart, which I have played Mario Kart quite a bit with the kids. And then, of course, you know me, I have to get the goodies. So I had to get my Switch Pro 2 controller.
Nice.
Bought that today, and I was using. Oh man, that thing feels so smooth. All the buttons are really super smooth on it and quiet, and the way they press. Oh, that's my like favorite controller I think I've ever played with.
Nice.
I wish I could just play everything with that controller. Play PS5 with that controller. Wreck some things. But yeah, and then so that's kind of been my gaming journey. I guess I played a little bit of PoE, but not a whole lot. PoE 2. Um, haven't really even been on my computer a whole lot just because I've been so busy playing on the Switch. Been having a blast. Mario Kart's super fun, especially with the kids. And guess who is flipping amazing at Mario Kart?
Your son.
My 4-year-old. I mean, he's sitting there playing like I was playing Scrabble with my wife, and he's like, "Can I play Mario?" And I was like, "Sure." So he's sitting there playing Mario Kart, and I'd turn around and look, and he's in like 24th place, which is one of the last places, and I'm like, "Oh, just keep working at it, buddy." And then he's all of a sudden I hear him go, "Yay, I won!" And I turn around, he's in first place and won the race. I was like, "What in the world?" And then I'm watching him on his next race, first place again. I'm like, "Are you what? How is this? What in the world?" Whatever. He's got it figured out now.
Gotta love 4-year-olds.
Yeah, it took him a second, but now he's got it, dude. He's so good at that game. Kid's gonna be my little video game prodigy, I'm telling you.
Well, he's learning at a young age while his mind's still developing.
Yeah.
Gonna have some really good hand-eye coordination.
And then another monumentous occasion happened.
You got it another year older.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, no. Boo. Stranger Things. The finale was last night.
Mm.
I'm not going to get into it because it's too fresh and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. But I'm just going to say that despite one or two plot holes that kind of bothered me a little bit, I loved Stranger Things from start to finish. I think that the ending was really good. I think they wrapped things up really good. And I loved it.
Nice.
But there were a couple plot holes that really ticked me off. I'll just say that. But yeah. And then other than that, like I was saying earlier, Rook was mentioning his house issues. I had myself one as well. On the day after Christmas, we had a giant ice storm here in Michigan, and an entire tree fell on top of my garage.
Did it actually do any damage? Because I know the pictures you sent me, it didn't look like it.
It did. It snapped the cross beam that goes like on the peak of the roof all the way across.
Mm-hmm.
Snapped that where the tree came down, and then it did some shingle damage, and then it broke one of the cross joists as well. So I called my insurance and stuff, found out that I have a 0.5% deductible, which I was like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. And they're like, and we have the replacement cost at your house valued at $325,000, so that means your deductible is $1,600. I was like, what?
That's crazy because the deductible for my house is only $700.
Yeah. So I got a hold of the guy that they use and stuff. He came out. He told me, we'll take the tree down, we'll repair all the damage, we'll fix all the shingles and everything for just over $1,000. And I was like, all right, I guess we're just going to pay for it out of pocket then. There's no point in even filing a claim because it's just going to make our insurance go up and our deductible's higher than what it would cost to fix anyway. So I got out of it relatively cheap, $1,000. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but it was kind of funny because we kept hearing branches fall all around because we have a lot of trees around us. And like a huge one dropped on the empty lot next to us. The one dropped on my roof. A bunch dropped in my backyard. And I'm like, dude, where I park, there's all kinds of trees. I'm going to move my truck to the other driveway. So I went out and I moved my truck to the other driveway. 10 minutes later, my wife sends me a picture. She goes, was this the year before you moved? There's a big tree branch right down where my truck just was.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I moved my truck because no, that was not there before. I was like,
Wow.
I mean, it wouldn't have been enough to do a ton of damage to my truck, but it would have been enough to dent up the hood and scratch it up pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm just really happy I had the foresight to just be like, I should probably go move that.
Yeah. Don't blame you. That was actually really smart.
But then my daughter also had an issue with her car where she found out that or she got some error talking about the power steering mechanism or something in her car. So we took that in and got it looked at. Found out that her car has electronic power steering. It doesn't have a power steering pump. And all the sensors and stuff are in the front, like the whole front end area. So she has to replace the entire thing, take it into a dealership because the regular mechanics around here can't do anything with it because they said you need specialized computers to calibrate it. And then it's probably going to cost $4,000 to $5,000 to fix your car. So now my daughter's looking around for a new car because her car's not even worth that much, and driving it currently with no power steering. Poor kid. But I mean, she was just going to her mom's, which is mostly a straight shot, so she didn't have to turn a whole lot.
Back in your grandma's days, this is how they turned.
Yeah. Well, back in those days, it wasn't as hard. A car without power steering is a lot easier to drive than a car that has power steering, but it's out.
True. Because you don't have that.
Nowadays, the cars are designed for the power steering, but then they don't. If it goes out, it's a pain. I haven't actually driven it, so I don't know how hard it is for her, but it doesn't seem like she's struggling too bad. So it can't be too bad.
If she has big biceps afterwards, you'll know why.
Yeah. If I know her mom, though, I have a sneaking suspicion that by the time she comes back, she's either going to have a plan for a new car or she'll be driving something different when she comes back. I mean, technically, she still owes me money for that car, so she's still got to keep paying for it. And I don't know what she's going to do with it. She can't trade it in because it's in my name, so she would need me to help to be there to trade it in. So I don't know, but I just have a feeling she's going to come back driving something different.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Oh.
I mean, you don't need to wear out her arms trying to turn the car.
Well, she was saying she wanted to start going back to the gym, so I mean that. Hey, just trying to help out, you know.
All right, go make a left turn. Now go make a right turn. Now go make a left.
Hey, just go drive like circles around the city a few times. You'll be fine. That's your workout for the day.
Man, that sounds really busy.
Yeah, and obviously, I apologize for my awesome nasally voice, but I've been pretty sick for the last couple days. It's kind of sucked, but here I am anyway.
Yep, here you are.
Yeah, so I've had an eventful couple weeks.
Sounds like it. I just realized what ball cap you're wearing.
My RP one?
Yeah.
RAW Podcasts? Yeah.
Hey,
I got a blue one and a gray one. Hey, there you go. There you go. It says Rook right there.
Mm-hmm. It's a little wrinkly because I pulled it out of the closet because I hung it up when it was still wadded up.
Huh.
Okay. So anything else on your week, sir?
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing you can't see it, but I bought this shirt for Christmas. I got it to wear to Christmas. It says I'm my mother-in-law's favorite child. I took off my jacket and she saw it and just started cracking up laughing. She's like, "Thank you so much for wearing that shirt. That just made my day."
That's awesome.
She did not deny it. Just saying.
Exactly. It made her day, man.
Yeah.
She said that.
She did not deny it. So
yeah,
that's all that I got there.
Yeah, mine wasn't as impressive as that.
Impressive?
Yeah, that was a very, very busy week.
It was. Especially considering I spent most of it sitting on the couch, like for real, sick.
Yeah.
I did a lot sitting on the couch.
There's a lot of sickness going around right now.
Yeah.
Right around Christmas. I'll tell you one thing. Christmas in Texas, or at least Dallas-Fort Worth area, did not feel like Christmas. It was 80 degrees. Actually, the coldest weather we had was this last Monday, and the high was in the 40s. Then it went 50, and it's been in the 60s and 70s past couple of days. So,
yeah, I think I woke up this morning, it was 8 degrees.
I wish we had a little bit of cold.
We've gotten a little bit of snow and ice. They can keep the ice. I'm sick of the ice. I'm done with ice.
Me and my brother are thinking we're going to have a really bad January and February, and then probably a really horrible summer because of the way the weather's been. I mean, the Gulf Coast. Yeah, the Gulf didn't even have any hurricanes hit it really, except for one that hit Jamaica.
Oh, darn.
Everything else stayed in the Atlantic. So this was really strange. So
that's good though.
It's good.
We don't want hurricanes.
It's good, but it shows how much the weather has been weird.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you know what else I found out over the last couple weeks? I am obsessed with this Dubai chocolate, dude.
Dubai chocolate is great.
Oh my gosh, it is so good. Oh, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I wish it wasn't so expensive because, man.
Yeah,
it's like this
amazing.
chocolate bar, right? We found this one, which it's only this big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like a normal size, but like this is the cheapest brand we've found. It actually probably one of the best tasting ones I've found too. At Five Below for $5 for that one little chocolate bar.
Yeah, they got them at Albertsons here. That's it's not cheap, but it's good, just not cheap.
Yeah, the ones I see at the grocery store are like this big, but they're like $20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness.
Dude, prices of all that stuff has gotten crazy. Because if you look at, what's the word I'm looking for? If you look at our cost of food and stuff, I went and bought 4 12-packs of soda
Ugh.
for my brother and his old lady, and every once in a while I'll grab a Coke Cherry Zero.
Oh, see, I'm the Pepsi Zero. Wild Cherry Pepsi Zero.
But one 12-pack was $10.99.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I remember
Every now and then, if you watch, every now and then you can catch them on a pretty decent sale.
Right now, Albertsons here in Burleson, Texas, had them at buy 2, get 2 free.
Yeah. Every now and then, like my wife, like we have a grocery store across the street, and then our Meijer, which is like our Albertsons here, is like every now and then it'll like buy 2, get 3 free, and then she'll stock up, buy a bunch.
Yeah.
But she actually just found for my birthday, she found I have one of those soda streams, and she bought me a new CO2 container for it because I was out I've been out for a while, but she got me a new CO2 container and found me the Wild Cherry Pepsi Zero syrup.
Nice.
So I can make my own Wild Cherry Pepsi Zero now.
Let me know how that comes out for you.
I hope it's delicious. All the other flavors are really good. Like I have the regular Pepsi Zero, and that tastes just like the regular Pepsi Zero. So
all it is the syrup that you get in a fountain drink.
I know, and I tell my wife, because my wife always gives me crap about not drinking water, right? And I was like, all right, taste this. And she tasted my Wild Cherry Pepsi Zero. I was like, it was when I did it with the Pepsi Zero. I was like, taste this. She tasted it. She's like, okay. I was like, now taste this, which is the one I made in the soda stream, which is exactly the same. And she's like, okay, they taste the same. I was like, now watch how I make this. I filled the bottle up with water, squirted a little CO2 in it, and put a little syrup in it, but it was like 20 ounces of water. I'm drinking plenty of water. I was like, how is this any different? She's like, yeah, but you're adding the syrup. I was like, yeah, you add that squeezy stuff to your water too. So what's the difference?
Yeah, it's no different than me adding my Mio to water.
Yeah, right. And she's like, well, yours has sugar in it. Or she's like, mine doesn't have sugar in it. I was like, mine's Pepsi Zero. It doesn't have sugar in it either. She's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I actually, I remember when it started getting to like $5 or $6 a 12-pack, and you're like, man, that's expensive. Now it's $10 a 12-pack.
$10, yep.
Well, a bag of Doritos is. I was looking at prices like lately on everything, and it's like $6-7 for a regular bag, and it's like,
yeah. Nowadays you can't buy stuff unless you catch it on sale.
Yeah, it's actually now getting cheaper to eat healthy than it was to buy all the junk food.
Yep. And we were actually talking about this with my in-laws last night because they came over for New Year's, and we were talking about how like they're going down to Florida, and they were talking about buying groceries and stuff like that while they're down there because they go down for like 3 months. There's snowbirds all of a sudden. And like they were saying that they were calculating it out, and the amount of money down there that they spend on groceries, it's almost cheaper for the two of them to go out to eat every night, to like just get a burger or something every night. It's almost cheaper to do that than buy the stuff to make it.
Yeah, the reason why it's cheaper for me is because I actually meal prep, and it's not huge on what I make. So $50 will get me $50 to $100 will get me enough food to feed me my 3 meals a day for a week.
It's not bad.
It's not. Not
and now if it was just for a week, that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's $7-ish.
It gets more expensive when I add dog food in on the thing because I buy my German Shepherd Fresh Pet.
Yeah,
so she eats healthy, and that's $25 to $28 a bag, depending upon which version of it I get.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's get into our main topic.
But yeah, we probably should. We're like a half hour in already.
Not close.
This is why we're doing this as a 2-part episode.
Yeah. Plus, it gives us more time to deep dive the 2 shows instead of rushing through all 4 of the shows we wanted to talk about.
Right.
So there is that. And then we'll probably do the animated stuff one of these days because there are a couple of animated ones I really like.
Oh, yeah. I need to watch through the Clone Wars. I want to watch it watch through it so bad again.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So
yeah,
let's jump into Ahsoka because we both watched that one all the way through.
right.
I haven't finished watching Obi-Wan all the way through. I was in the middle of. I
You're
just
pretty
finished
much
an
at
episode.
the end. Yeah, you got like one episode left.
Okay. Yeah.
You're almost done.
So
So yeah,
Obi-Wan
Ahsoka.
still only did season 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So I have to disagree with you on Ahsoka. I have to.
Okay.
And it's not just me playing devil's advocate. It's just when I watched that show, I was like, I enjoy the show, but the only thing I found wrong with it was I couldn't stand Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. She was
I
so dry. She acted like literally there was nothing, not once, nothing bothered her ever. Like she was just like so emotionless through the entire show. Even when she had her like reunion with Anakin and stuff in the little like pseudo dream thing or whatever was going on while she should have been drowning in that water but wasn't drowning, which made no sense. But like she showed there's no emotion to her whatsoever. Like there was no reaction, no emotion. She just was dry through the whole show. The only thing that made that show tolerable, I guess, like I mean the plot was good and the story was good, but her character was so bad that the only thing that made it good was that other girl. The little baddie
Oh,
Mandalorian
the one
girl.
that played Sabine.
Yeah, Sabine. She was okay. I was a fan.
So I saw the emotion. It wasn't as strong as I would have liked.
What emotion? Her mouth straight across at all times. Never went up, never went down. I think she smiled in one episode for like half a second. Other than that, she was just
She
through the
smiled
whole episode.
She smiled in a couple.
Ah,
There was some emotion in her acting, but
I
see
think
that
the
was
only time she smiled was when they rescued the one dude and she saw him for the first time and went up and gave him a hug. That was the only time I saw a smile through the whole show.
I will say that I like it. Um, I I think she was a good choice. I would have probably casted somebody more used to the Star Wars lore and actually understands the nuances of Ahsoka
Right, because
because
Ahsoka in a Clone Wars was awesome. Like
now
she was cool. She was playful. She was fun. She was
here's where you got to remember. In Clone Wars, she was 17 years old.
yeah, but still,
And
there was none of that in this character. She
in
did
the
not portray
TV
any of that.
series, the character's age is in her 40s.
Right, but she portrayed none of her characteristics at all in the new one.
Oh, she actually even in the book, she has grown and more matured. So she's not as wild child as she was.
Yeah, but I mean, when I heard that they were making an Ahsoka show, I was like, "Oh, okay, Ahsoka." And then it's like, this looks like Ahsoka. Like she looks like Ahsoka. She does
See,
fit what Ahsoka should look like,
see,
but she was not Ahsoka.
you did what I did when I first watched the first episode of Ahsoka, and I was like, all right, I'm expecting this wild child of a character until I read the book and saw how she matured, and I watched somebody do all the math and figure out how old she is, and it's like, okay, so I can't expect her to be the wild child, so this makes more sense that she's grown. Now, the part I didn't like is them constantly talking about, oh, being a Jedi this, being a Jedi that. And I don't really think all that Jedi talk was really what Ahsoka's character was geared towards, especially with all the stories, because she went more gray than light or dark.
Yeah,
And they had her portrayed as a light sided character and whatnot. That was
what I
my
don't
downfall.
what I don't understand about Ahsoka, and maybe I got to go back and rewatch Clone Wars or something, but like, so based going off the movies, okay,
Mm-hmm.
in what was it, Revenge of the Sith, the last one, Anakin was still Obi-Wan's apprentice when he went to go apprentice with Palpatine, and he never became a Jedi Master. He was still an apprentice. So how did he have an
he was a
apprentice to
knight.
begin with?
He became a knight.
I thought he was still Anakin's apprentice, or still Obi-Wan's apprentice.
Oh well, it's really hard for Anakin to be his own apprentice, but hey, he was during the Clone War, during the movies, he became a knight. He never became a master, but he did become a knight. So he wasn't a Padawan anymore. And unlike the Sith, a Jedi Master can still train a Jedi Knight while that Jedi Knight's taking on a Padawan. Because there's always lessons to be learned.
Yeah, I don't remember him ever becoming a knight. I just remember him still being his apprentice.
Yeah, he became a knight, surprisingly.
Must have been between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, I guess. Because I know Clone Wars takes place between those two movies, so that's got to be it.
Jedi Knight. Yeah, I think it shortly after the first Battle of Geonosis.
Yeah, so between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I probably got to go back and watch Clone Wars again because, like, I know Ahsoka never became a Jedi Knight, did she?
No, as far as I'm aware, she was still a Padawan when everything in the animated series ended.
But then she took on a Padawan as a Padawan. It's weird.
Well, you gotta think she went her own way. Anakin went Darth Vader, so she really never at that point in time when she met Sabine in was it Rebels? She was one of the more senior members of Jedi teachings.
Well, that's because there were no Jedi left because Anakin killed them all.
Well, there were Jedi, but they were very few and far between if you knew where to look.
Yeah.
But was knighted before Episode 3 and shortly before the events of Clone Wars.
But
so
Ahsoka takes place like after Return of the Jedi, doesn't it?
Yeah. After the Republic won and started getting its own independence and stuff.
Yeah.
See, Mandalorian takes place when during the event, the time frame that they were hunting Jedi.
Yeah.
So
earlier. See, that's part of my. Well, no.
And then Ahsoka. Yeah, Mandalorian took place.
Mandalorian takes place after Return of the Jedi too, because Luke Skywalker comes and takes Grogu.
Yeah, but he comes and takes Grogu during that time where he was still learning, I believe.
No, it was after Return of the Jedi.
Let's see. Mandalorian takes place 9 ABY, about 5 years after. Okay, so it is after Star Wars. It's before the fall of the Galactic Empire, but after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. I was going to say, because Luke comes, and he's definitely a Jedi at that point when he comes, and because he wrecks his way in and takes Grogu.
All right, so yeah, because that's when the New Republic is formed. Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett both take place around that time frame. Let's see. Ben Solo becomes Kylo Ren's. Becomes Kylo Ren at 28 ABY.
Yeah,
okay,
it's like 20 years later.
Yeah.
See, besides just the absolute dryness of Ahsoka, the biggest issue I had with Ahsoka, I think, is the one chick. It's been a while now since I've watched it.
Oh,
I don't remember
the evil
names.
blonde chick,
the bad girl. Like she was tough. She was tough, but the main villain just seemed not like. He seemed like he had nothing special about him except for the fact that he was like a commander. He like reminded me of what's that one dude, Admiral Tarkin. He reminded me of Admiral Tarkin. Like he was just a commander. He had nothing special about him But that one chick had all those cool power. Like, she could have just been like, you know what, I'm sick of you, and just like murdered him. But instead, she's like, oh no, I'm going to sacrifice my life for you. Like, why? You're cooler than he is. You're stronger than he is. Why are you letting him dictate whether
So,
you live or die? Like,
so since I'm recency biased on it, or not recency biased, but I have watched this more recently.
yeah.
It looked like they set up his actual story arc for season 2.
Yeah, I guess we'll see more about it in season 2, but he had like he was just an authority figure. Like, he had no cool powers of his own.
Did you
Like,
read any of the books?
no.
The reason why I'm asking is because I wanted to ask you, uh, since you don't like him, what do you think of Grand Admiral Thrawn's portrayal?
Wasn't that who that was?
The blue
Grand
guy.
Admiral. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't like him.
Oh, you didn't like the
I
blue
didn't
guy?
I didn't like Grand Admiral Thrawn because he had
I
no
thought you were
like
talking about the old Jedi guy.
no, he was cool. I liked him.
Okay.
I liked that guy. I'm talking about like the Grand Admiral dude, like all he was an authority figure. The other chick was powerful. She had like actual powers, and this dude was just
You're
a
talking. I see who
dude.
you're talking about now. I don't
And
know.
she just
They
let
didn't.
she just let Thrawn say, "Oh, okay, you're gonna stay here and die." Like, I'd be like, "Screw you," and kill him.
That
Like,
is where the show, I will give you, fails. Is you have no backstory on Thrawn, on how he has so garnered so much respect from certain characters,
right,
because you
exactly.
only
That's what I'm
see
saying.
him
Like,
in that. And people
he
who've read the books knows how much of a BA he really is. Because if you've the Legends novels, he's a great character, but the TV series doesn't really give you much of his backstory,
Yeah,
and I'm
they gave
hoping
us
they do
nothing.
that.
All they made us know was that he told people what to do and they just did it. But why? Like, why did he have all that authority? They told
Why
us nothing.
does why did he have all that authority? Why did his stormtroopers worship him almost?
Right,
It
literally.
it's one of those things where there needs to be more backstory, and hopefully season 2 fills it in more,
Yeah, hopefully.
because if they're not using any of the Legends content, or if they are using the Legends content, but they're not really providing a lot of information, people who know the Legends content would be like, all right, cool. This is why. But since that's not canon anymore, it's why does everybody feel this way to him? What can they do to does everybody feel this way? Why didn't they give any sort of backstory in this, all because they kept talking about how we're looking for the star map to go get Ezra, and uh to prevent
Okay,
Grand Admiral Thrawn from coming back.
that's another thing. Okay, now explain to me, what was the point of the entire first season?
To introduce Grand Admiral Thrawn, it looked like. And
Because
because at the end of Rebels, Ezra sacrifices himself to trap Thrawn
right.
where he's at.
Yeah, I know that.
I need to watch Rebels. That might give more backstory on Thrawn and why so many people give
Maybe.
him respect.
But I'm saying, like, okay, so they wanted to rescue Ezra, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But all they did was they went and they rescued Ezra, let this super evil bad dude out, and got themselves trapped where they were trying to rescue Ezra from.
Well, the enemies was
So
already trying
so
to go get.
you took a Jedi and a Jedi's apprentice and traded them for some dude who can, like, is very negligible in the story and release the world's biggest baddest dude. Like, the
Well, they
whole
didn't
point of
release
the season
anybody.
was
He was
nothing.
already on his way back.
No, but they could have, like, literally, she had the map. She could have just said, you know what? Sucks for Ezra. We're just gonna destroy this star map right now and prevent Thrawn from ever coming back. Sorry, Ezra, but like, instead, they let this dude come back, who's the biggest, baddest guy around. So they can't let him out, but they did, and save the dude they were trying to save, but then trap themselves.
I can see your point to that, and it makes sense, but I think See, this is where we run into Book of Boba Fett was rushed. Ahsoka's actually telling the story slowly over time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there was more seasons, it would make more sense to me. But
Yeah.
it'll make more sense when we get to season 2. But it seems like everything they did in season 1 was the wrong thing to do. And I
Oh, of
guess a lot
course.
of movies and shows start that way.
Mm-hmm.
With everything they do is the wrong thing. But
And we're showing now, our discussion here shows, all right, Ahsoka's playing the long game on their story. Book of Boba Fett rushed everything. Why can't we get a happy medium? Or at
really
least
just
fill
make
back.
good Star Wars stuff anymore. Like Mandalorian season 1, masterpiece.
I liked season 1, 2, 2.5, and 3.
I like season 1. I like season. Did I watch which one was season 2? Yes, season
That's
2
where
was the
you,
one where he
season 2
gets.
is where you first see Boba Fett return.
Yeah, and that's where like Luke comes and gets Grogu at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of season 2, and we get introduced to Juan Carlo Esposito and the Dark Blade and all that. Yeah, so I've seen season 1 and season 2. I got to watch the rest before we talk about the rest on the
Well,
next
so
episode.
season 2.5 is a Book of Boba Fett because the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett involve the Mandalorian, in my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to those ones. I think I've only watched like the first 2 episodes of
And
that.
then
So I'm gonna watch that and the next part of Mandalorian.
season 3 could have been, in my opinion, a little bit better, but I still liked it. But we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. I mean,
But
season 3's got to be great because it's got a Juan Carlo Esposito in it, and I love that actor. He's like one of my favorite actors.
he did a great job.
He plays the best villains ever.
Yes.
Gus Fring. That's all I gotta say. He was Gus.
Yeah, but Ahsoka, the writing of the story was okay. I like the casting they did for the most part. Rosario Dawson playing the older Ahsoka works. I think it was a good choice, but she should have showed a little bit more emotion. Now, if that
Yeah,
was a
she needs.
direct, now
She
it
needs to loosen
depends.
up a little.
Yeah, her fight. The issue I had the most with her was her fighting. You can tell they slowed down the choreography for her
Yeah.
because the fights were slower. When you watch Obi-Wan and the fights in Obi-Wan, I'm pointing to my TV, by the way. The fights in Obi-Wan are faster than the ones with Rosario Dawson in Ahsoka, and you can tell they slowed down the fights for her because when Sabine gets into her fights, her swings and everything is faster.
Yeah, and I get that she's Mandalorian, and I think one of the coolest parts in the whole show was when she's in her full Mandalorian armor with the lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty sweet. I was waiting
Yeah.
for it the whole show, but she did not use her lightsaber enough. She needed to use the lightsaber more.
They did a good job of explaining why, though.
She spent
Because
too much time with the blasters, man. If you got a choice between blasters and a lightsaber, get that lightsaber out.
I don't know. If I had a choice between a blaster and a lightsaber, I would have a lightsaber and a blaster.
Oh, get the lightsaber, man. Blocking that, literally, you just shoot bullets back at people. Pew, pew,
They
pew,
did a very good job of explaining why she resorted to the blasters more than the lightsaber because her training in the lightsaber was slacking because she didn't keep the training up. So, it makes sense. But
I mean, I get it.
I would love
do
to
get
see.
it, but
I would love to see her develop more of a blaster lightsaber combo.
that's gonna be season 2. She's gonna learn more from Ahsoka because now they're just stranded on a planet together. And
with those turtle thing.
Yeah, those guys are cool. I like those guys.
They are. I just like how anything bad happens.
I'm really excited to see like what it is. So, what was that guy's name? Like Braddock, or I can't remember what is the older Jedi. I can't remember
his name.
I think it started with a B. Rook will come to the rescue with his Google, but like he was there for a reason, looking for something, and I want to see. And he like saw it off. Balin, that's what it was. He was on his way to go find something, some great power there, and I want to see what that is in season 2.
Yeah, because you see it off in the distance, the power just launching up from a peak.
Yeah, I have a very good feeling that season 2 is going to consist of Ahsoka and Sabine and that, whatever that is. And then everybody else dealing with Thrawn over here. And then season 2 will end with them finally finding a way back. That's
Probably. Now here's and I think Ezra and Thrawn are going to be the fight in that, and then you're going to have Ahsoka and them finding their way back with this ancient power. You're probably right on point with that. Now,
maybe.
looking at it, it made me think more because they're in a different galaxy. What do you think about galaxy hyperspace traveling space whales? It's not a reach because I think space creatures could exist, but it's weird that they would go from a planet.
Didn't they do something like that in Star Trek?
No, they went back in time to rescue whales
Oh, that's
and
what it
bring them
was.
to
I
the
knew that there
future.
was something to do with whales, and their whales went back in time. That's what
All
it
right.
was. These whales
So
just travel across galaxies.
now remember here, this is Star Wars, but we're going to talk Star Trek for a second. They actually have the Enterprise had a deck because dolphins are sentient species that actually help navigate and stuff on starships in the Federation. Back to Star
So,
Wars.
so yeah, the whales. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. I guess. I mean, what was that part of what happened in Rebels at the end of Rebels? Like, I don't know. I'd have to
I
see it.
thought Rebels was where they actually saw whales they saw whale forms in the hyperspace tunnel.
Because I know that it has something to, like they said, that the reason why they knew that it would work was because it happened before. And that's how Ezra and Thrawn got trapped there in the first place, or something to do with these whales. So, like,
Yeah. I'd have to watch Rebels. I'll be honest, Rebels is the one I haven't watched all the way through.
but that
So
was
I'll
another
have to
thing that
watch that
bothered
one.
me is that they knew about this. Like, they made reference to these whales and how they knew that because it happened before, these whales could take them to where Ezra is and all this. But yet, if that's the case, what did they need the star map for in the first place? If they knew these whales could somehow take them there.
Well, they knew the whales could take them to another galaxy. I don't think they knew that the whales would take them to the exact location.
So they just went on a whim? They're like, oh, like, we're just going to get these whales and see if they take us where these other people went?
Yeah.
That seems reckless.
Anybody who's paid attention to Ahsoka's character will realize, yeah, it's reckless.
Well, I don't
And
know.
then
But we
using
also
the
need to talk
force to
about
talk to
Obi-Wan here,
whales.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to talk about Obi-Wan. So we should focus. If y'all have more to talk about with Ahsoka, hit us up in the comments or hit us up in our Discord, discord.gg/raw podcast. But for now, we're going to jump over to Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Obi-Wan, I would
Started
say
off really slow.
it did. It built, there was a lot of build up to the story, and I had a feeling there would be because he's in hiding. He doesn't really want to show off because he doesn't want to get caught. There's, I don't know, there were a lot of things about Obi-Wan that bothered me, though. Like, I didn't mind the story, but there were a lot of things that bothered me.
What bothered me starting off was his fear of what Anakin became when the movies showed no signs of that at the end of the movies. Now I could see
Right.
over time in that gap,
Like, I don't
but
understand why he was scared of Anakin to begin with. He beat Anakin and caused Anakin to become what he became. Like, I can understand he could feel guilt for it, but, like, I don't know why he was so scared of him. Like, he should have
scared of his failures, what I think it was supposed to be.
maybe.
Because
like,
he failed noticing what Anakin was becoming, and he failed convincing Anakin the right way. The Lego Star Wars did it best. The little cartoon where it shows he pulls out where he pulls out the Desert Eagle, shoots him, and he just heals himself. You could do that. That's the only reason I joined the dark side.
Yeah. I don't know. But I think the way they portrayed Obi-Wan kind of bothered me. Like right off the bat, when you see him and he's like stealing that meat every time he goes to work, like why is Obi-Wan stealing? Like he shouldn't be stealing. Like that's against his character. Like why is he stealing that meat? And what was even the point of showing him steal that meat? Because there really was no point in it. Like he just took it home and fed it to his little pet. Like he didn't.
Yeah.
And like really, he stole meat every day, and they never noticed it. Like
And it's
every
not
time they
like
showed him at work, he was
it's not,
stealing it.
yeah, it's not like he just quickly hit it. It's he placed it in this thing, folded it up nice and neat, and then stuck it in
Yeah,
there.
like took his time with it. And like everybody else was just like, yeah, we're cool with it. Like nobody else was stealing meat because that would have been wrong. It was just I don't know, that whole thing just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then like later in the show when they finally have like the epic showdowns and stuff between Obi-Wan and Vader, like they're way stronger than they ever were in either of the shows. Like, I mean, Obi-Wan like takes the mountains and like just disintegrates them into multiple pieces and just launches them all at Vader. Like, when was Obi-Wan ever that strong? Ever in any show?
It was never shown to be that strong.
If Obi-Wan was that
Vader,
strong, then Darth Maul would have never stood a chance against Qui-Gon Jinn because, like,
yeah. Now, I could see Vader being that strong over a 10-year period of learning more about the powers he controls because he is the chosen one.
but even I don't know. Even he's not the chosen one.
Anakin, he is the chosen one. He brought balance to the Force.
Kind of. Well, I guess. Yeah, he did.
They never say balance is all good, bringing good to the Force. It was quite literally balance to the Force means you got all this good. You need the evil to offset. Now, it
No,
went way.
he balanced the Force by killing all the good guys and then killing the bad guy when he ended up killing Emperor. He balanced it when he killed Emperor Palpatine at the end of,
Yeah.
well, technically killed Emperor Palpatine, we'll say, at the end of Return of the Jedi. I guess that's when he fulfilled the prophecy. But then I guess the Force still wouldn't have been balanced because then there was still Luke, who was good, who offset the Force and made it more balanced or more leaning toward the light side. So
Yeah, but then you had Balin Skull, who was evil.
I don't know.
So the Force, in a way, is balanced.
I don't think he ever balanced anything. All he did was murder younglings.
No, he brought balance to the Force. You know how he brought balance to the Force? When Darth Maul was killed, there was no more Darth Sidious apprentice. So
Darth Maul wasn't killed though.
I know. I can't wait to see that the animated show that's coming out. They're coming out with a Darth Maul animated cartoon
I know.
with
I'm
what's
excited.
his name?
I'm excited. But
The
like,
guy who played the kid off of Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. The guy that played that kid, the apprentice in that, is the guy doing the voice of Darth Maul in the animated shows. I love watching him do it because it's amazing.
Okay. But I don't know. Like, I just thought that they overdid the power a little. Like the part where like we've seen like Rey, for instance, grab the ship and like slowly pull it down, and like it was just a small little ship that she did it with, but she pulled it back down, and so we've seen that. Like we know that that's possible.
We've seen
Vader
them
took this massive freighter and ripped it to the ground, and then just disintegrated it in seconds. Like that's
that's where I think they took from the Force Unleashed, because the Force Unleashed, he grabs a entire Star Destroyer and pulls it from as it's trying to take off.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's too much. That is. I like
nobody's
the idea.
Nobody's got that level of the Force.
Okay, you're talking about the two series where they're blocking starfighter blasters and deflecting them.
But you're telling me that this man has enough power to pull a Star Destroyer down. He has enough power to pull an entire frigate down and rip it to shreds like that. And then, what, 8 years later, when he's fighting against an old man, he's like, mm, mm.
That is the downside to modern Star Wars versus the 1970s and 80s Star Wars.
I know, but like that's what I'm saying. They made him so ridiculously strong, and then 8 years later, it's like he's geriatric Vader.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see that argument because of the new versus the old.
and then
That's
okay,
why.
so that's another thing they did was they made they put Leia in it, right? So and she's like what 8 or 10
10.
years old. She's 10, so then that means that a New Hope takes place 8 years later, literally 8 years later.
Was
Because
she
Luke, they're
18
twins, and
or
Luke was only
21?
18. Luke was 18. Luke was only 18, and they're
I was
twins.
20. But
Oh.
either way, it's 8 to 10 years later.
But it's like 8 years later, right? And they should have made Obi-Wan look a lot older because they should have tried to match it up because there's no way Obi-Wan aged 40 years in 8 years. Like, they should have tried to make it look a little bit more realistic, but no, they made Obi-Wan like in his early 40s, but in 8 years, he's going to be 80 years old all of a sudden and be an old man. Old enough to be called Old Ben Kenobi. Like, they could have made that continuity a little better.
Yeah, 9 years. Yeah. How old is Obi-Wan in the series? I put Obi-Wan, not in episode. Not episode. Obi-Wan in the series. They're saying he's 48 years old.
In what?
In the TV series.
Okay. But in A New Hope, he's like 85.
50. He's 57. God, that's really old. 57-year-old in A New Hope.
That's 9 years later. He looks a lot older than 57 in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm. He does. Okay, yeah. That's rough.
Like, they could have made him aged him a little, made him look a little older in the Obi-Wan series so that it made sense for A New Hope because, yeah, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense.
It does. The one thing I also don't like is you see these great fights between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, but then when they're on the ship, it's that really slow fight. That's why I like the fan remake where they actually show an epic fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan through this
There should
Death
be
Star.
I don't know. I guess it's just the fan in me that sees the inconsistencies, and I'm just like, man, like they could have done better.
Don't get me wrong, I really like the actor from the original Star Wars. But you're right, it doesn't match up with anything you see right now in Star Wars
in the shows
because the characters are younger. I could mentally faux pas into or I can mentally believe the transition into the guy being really old when there wasn't a TV series in between the two,
right?
Episode 3.
But now you realize because you see Leia and you realize that there's only like 8 or 9 years between now and then, and you're like, wait a second. I thought Leia was the person they got to play Leia. She was awesome. Like that little girl was cool. I love her character.
I love that one. It was great.
Like, her character is a spitfire, man, and I could definitely believe that that's going to grow up to be Leia, like for real.
Now I have seen people go gray really fast in a 5-year period, 5 to 10 year period. But I mean, I don't see Ewan Gregor going that gray that fast.
Well, he's got a lot of stress, man. And now he's just going to come out of hiding and then go back into hiding for another 8 years?
everybody knows where he hides now too. So now
Right.
the story continuity doesn't make sense.
Right. And that's one of my biggest problems with the story.
And now, and when I say the story continuity is not making sense, they know Obi-Wan exists, and at the episode I just watched, they know he's going to be in Tatooine. So,
Well, and think about it. Okay, so also, okay, now you're thinking Obi-Wan, right? And you're like, wow, yeah, how can he age so much? Now think of Owen and Aunt Beru. Like they're still kids, but they're old in A New Hope. Like they're old. They're like Ben old.
yeah, they're actually that one I can pawn off because he got a little bit more chubbier and she got a little bit older.
No, old. Like she
Because
aged like 40 years.
they are desert moisture farmers.
40 years?
Hey,
Like
it's stressful
she
living
gets
in that desert.
old, dude.
Yeah. So, but the story continuity is what I'm questioning right now, and but now you got me questioning it. Is because
Yeah,
now we need a
they
season
mess with the
2.
story.
How they need a season 2 to explain how Darth Vader doesn't know Obi-Wan is on Tatooine.
Well, he doesn't end up on Tatooine. Like when Obi-Wan, like when Vader finds Obi-Wan and stuff, he's not on Tatooine.
Yeah, but oh no, it's the what's her name that knows he's on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Darth Vader might not know he's on Tatooine.
And you know, based on from what I've seen so far,
Mm-hmm.
most of these shows only exist because Darth Vader or Anakin wasn't very thorough.
Yeah.
It's these younglings that he didn't kill grew up to be psychopaths, and it wouldn't have happened if he'd have just killed them all. If he had been thorough and killed all the younglings and didn't leave a few of them alive, none of these shows would even happen.
No, some of these shows would happen because not every Jedi was killed during the Order 66 execution.
Right, but I'm saying these bad ones, like the one in Ahsoka, was a youngling that was spared and grew up to be a like bad Jedi because why not? And then the black chick in African American chick in Obi-Wan, she was a youngling that grew up and like saw the whole massacre happen, and like if he'd have just like done his job and got them all, then we wouldn't have had this problem.
Man, you're heartless.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
No,
But
you're not wrong. But no, I think the stories are doing a good job filling gaps, but they need to pay more attention to the overall story arc and what's happening compared to what the already existing stories are saying.
yeah, the problem is the stories they're coming up with are filling the gaps with plot holes.
what
You
what they
can't
need
fill
to
a gap
do?
with a hole.
Yeah, you can. You can fill a gap with a bigger gap. No, I think overall I do like Obi-Wan just because it actually, while it did take off slowly, it actually, you saw Obi-Wan, and while I question his reactions really early, his character development, getting over himself, or at least understanding that stuff happens and that he needs to focus on the now and stop living in the past, that is a good character development that they did there, in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
think the story itself and the arc they take is good. I think the villain kind of sucks. Like I didn't like Vader's cool, but I didn't like the girl. Like
the
she just
girl, the problem I had with the girl, and this is no fault on, I'm not bashing the actress, but I don't know if it was the writing or if it's her portrayal of stuff. She didn't come across right on her acting. for that role.
Yeah, she didn't come across as threatening. She just came across as a whiner.
I
Like
don't
a
see her as a
whiny.
whiner.
She was
I
a
saw
whiny little brat who just wanted to be the center of attention.
I saw her as an arrogant fool.
I mean, and then they went from being like whiny. Yeah, I agree with arrogant, but they went from being a whiny, arrogant brat that just wanted attention to, oh, so this whole thing was just to get close to Vader to try and get revenge?
The writing on that character could have been better.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, that
Like,
was a twist I didn't see coming originally, and it's like that doesn't make any sense. How are you going to have that twist when you never alluded to it until
right, and then they build up this whole season to her like eventually wanting to get her revenge, and then like she tries for one half a second, and then Vader's just like, "You're beneath me. Here, let me stab you. Okay, we're good." Like what? Like
so
that's so confused.
that is something I don't like is they portrayed Vader as this ultimate power instead of being like, all right, he does have flaws in his stuff.
Well, and you still need to watch the last episode. When you watch the last episode, you're going to be even more confused with that character.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, though, I don't know if it was the writing or her acting on the character or how she was told to portray the character, but the character was just arrogant. Arrogant, and I won't say whiny like you did, but way arrogant and unnecessarily evil. Because, all right, there's a difference between living in fear because the Inquisitors may do something drastic, or, all right, she just chopped this woman's hand off to make a point, and now nobody's going to want to talk to her just because they're scared shitless.
Yeah, she's just sadistic for no reason.
Mm-hmm. That's the word I was looking for, sadistic.
It just doesn't make any sense.
No,
Like,
well,
I don't know.
I have no idea what they're coming up with.
And I don't know if they're planning a second season because the second season wouldn't make sense. Like
I heard
to the overall story, that it wouldn't make sense to do a second season of Obi-Wan.
All
Because
right, I need to watch Rebels because apparently Obi-Wan in Star Wars Rebels is 55 and then 57 in The New Hope. And I think they did age him in Rebels. So he goes from 48 to an older gray bearded man in Rebels. Mm-hmm. Obi-Wan.
Is Rebels what is Rebels? Is Rebels a live action show?
Animated.
Oh. Okay. Well,
He's actually, it's a little weird because
so you telling me
a Star Wars Rebel throwback in season 1, episode 1 shows him as what we know him in Ewan Gregor, portraying him with his nice auburn locks or red hair. I forget what color his hair is. To he's graying in a throwback of season 1, episode 1. And then later on, he's all gray.
So in Rebels, he's 55.
Mm-hmm.
And then in New Hope, he's 57.
Yeah.
So you're telling me he goes from Star Wars Rebels to being an old hermit who has, like, everyone knows to be crazy and lives in the hills in 2 years? He's going to go from, like, some Jedi superstar in Rebels to...
He's not a Jedi superstar in Rebels. Rebels takes place after the Obi-Wan series.
Right, but what's his role in Rebels then? Because, like, he literally is just like a hermit. As far as everybody knows.
He's a hermit in Rebels. He actually fights Darth Maul in Rebels.
See, that doesn't make it... That makes no sense.
A robotic-legged Darth Maul in
doesn't
Rebels.
Make any sense.
But he actually goes... They actually do portray him going to the full graybeard guy we know now. And New Hope.
He's fighting Darth Maul in this 2 years ago, and then he has to like dust off the box of the lightsabers that he doesn't even remember where he put them. He has to find this old box that's covered in dust to dust off his lightsabers when Luke finds him 2 years later.
I don't know. He's dusting off his lightsabers. He's dusting off Anakin's lightsaber.
I thought he was both of them.
I don't remember. I just remember. I remember him dusting off Anakin's lightsaber. I don't remember him dusting off his lightsaber.
And that was another problem I had with Obi-Wan.
But you lived in California, in Southern California. I lived in Southern California. You just put a box in a room for a week and you got to blow it off like it's been sitting in there for ages.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's the desert. But like, that's a huge problem I had with Obi-Wan too. This man went out into the middle of nowhere in the desert and buried and got rid of his lightsaber, and then was able to go back to the exact spot in the middle of the desert and find it again? No way. No way.
Maybe there's a force connection with the kyber crystal inside of it, so it's easier for him to find where it's at unless he cuts his connection to the force?
I don't know. That's a stretch.
I don't know, because you imbue the kyber. Some sources say that you don't pick the kyber crystal. The kyber crystal you're drawn to through the force is the one.
Are we Harry Pottering this? You don't pick the wizard doesn't pick the wand picks the wizard? Is that what's going on here?
No, it's just which one you're drawn to through the force is the one you pick. Whether or not you actively know you're drawn to that one or not, it's a different story. It's not like Harry Potter where I can't use the wand because the wand didn't pick me. So he might have some sort of tie to be able to sense where his lightsaber is out in the desert.
I don't know. I just saw that part and I'm like, really? This huge freaking desert, you just randomly went over this mound and just found the exact spot where you, like, literally, you didn't even search around. It was just right where he left it. Like, really? Wow, that's an incredible sense of direction to be able to go there and just find
that one. I can probably hand wave with the connection with the force. So
this is where your lightsaber is. Hand wave it away.
And unless he can completely cuts his connection to the force, he can still find his lightsaber. But he went and buried it far away, so he had it, so it wasn't right there and ready for him to grab. He had to go make the effort to go get it. See, I can hand wave that one. That one is easy for my mind to wrap its brain around. But yeah, just Anakin going from this really quick fighter to a geriatric old man going, okay, now you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, you mean Obi-Wan? Yeah. And he didn't really become more powerful than anybody could possibly imagine. He became a Force ghost that told him to go see Yoda? Like,
hey, he told Luke to trust the Force.
Right.
Use the Force, Luke.
Yeah, like, how did he become more powerful than you'd ever imagine?
He became one with the Force, and the lore of Jedi in all of the Legend series and in the canon universe, becoming one with the Force makes you more powerful than a living Jedi.
How?
Because you are the Force. But one of the scenes I've ever read or seen of someone becoming one with the Force was Anakin Solo in Star Wars: The New Jedi Order.
Okay, because so that leads to a deep conversation then. What's more powerful, the Force or the person who manipulates the Force to do what they want it to do?
Well, considering the Force binds all things, I would say the Force.
But the Force does nothing unless somebody's there to use it. The Force is
apparently it's what's holding the universe together, and then you just manipulating the Force lets you manipulate how the Force is holding everything together.
But if nothing but you can manipulate this Force, then you must be stronger than that Force, right? because you can manipulate it to do what you want it to do.
I can see that argument, but me being able to sit here and use a magnet to push something away or pull it together just by changing the polarity of the magnet doesn't make me more powerful than magnetism. I just know how to manipulate it to make it do what I want it to do.
I guess it comes back to the age-old question: do guns kill people or do people kill people?
People kill people. Guns are just the instrument.
It's not the force. It's not the force that's strong. It's the people that are using the force to do what they want with it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Now, that same argument, somebody fighting with absolute I am the force at this point and becoming one with the force during the fight and then just no longer existing because they are with the force, but they destroyed everything. I can see your argument there, but I would still say the force is stronger than the person manipulating it.
See, Obi-Wan dies and becomes one with the force, and then Vader uses that force to shoot lightning out of his hands and burn Emperor Palpatine.
See, there's Obi-Wan there.
But there's Vader's the one who used Obi-Wan as an instrument.
Now, if you noticed, anybody who uses force lightning on a regular basis look really, really old, a la Emperor Palpatine. He ages when he uses it. Yeah, because
actually, no. Doesn't Yoda at one point shoot like green lightning out of his hand?
No, he actually takes a charge of lightning and shoots
and throws it back.
Yeah. It builds up in his hand and he just shoots it back.
That's true.
But if I remember correctly, force lightning actually takes some of the actual life force of the person when they shoot the force lightning. That's why you see Palpatine age so much when he's sitting there constantly shooting lightning at Mace. Because he doesn't look that old at first, and then after constantly shooting the lightning at Mace Windu before he gets knocked out the window, you see him age a lot.
I thought it was because he was just using a lot of his power. It was draining his power, which was draining his life force.
No, I thought I saw somewhere. I thought I read something that it was the force lightning actually draining him, because that's why only the dark side really uses force lightning.
Right.
Because it takes a lot of energy to use and it drains you severely. Yet, video game characters zap, zap, zap.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars talk.
Me too. Hence why we're like 20 minutes over right now.
Yeah. All right.
I had a feeling this was going to happen.
Not real, but we're switching ourselves from Raw Nerdy to Star Wars Raw.
No.
We could do a whole show on Star Wars. But, like he said, we are way over our time.
Way over.
We love actually having these conversations, so it's awesome.
You guys get a bonus episode within the episode.
Exactly. Now, like we said, next week we'll be talking about Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. There's going to be a lot to unpack on that one because we got a full series and a lot of complaints about Book of Boba Fett that we've talked about before. We may or may not have a guest host.
Okay.
I will talk to you about it offline.
Okay.
Because I know a perfect person for this episode.
Okay. Now you have my interest piqued.
Mr. Boba Fett himself. Not the actor, but our...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see where you're going.
Man, if we could get the actor on here, that'd be great.
Oh.
Mr. I'm every clone and Boba Fett and Jango Fett.
Let's get the actor who plays Boba Fett on the show while we talk about how bad the Book of Boba Fett is. That's a great idea.
Hey, I'm not saying the character wasn't. I'm not saying the character was bad. The acting was phenomenal. The story was horrible.
Yeah, the story was bad.
But he does make an appearance that shows how badass he is in what was it? Jedi Fallen Order? No, Jedi Survivor. Because Boba Fett makes an appearance. If you do it right, he makes an appearance catching another bounty hunter.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so look forward to next week. We'll have that episode out, and I think it'll be a good one. Yeah. You got anything else to add, sir?
I do not.
All right. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It helps out the algorithm. If you are watching on or listening on podcast, please like it, give it a 5-star review, whatever you want to do.
Push all the buttons.
Push all the buttons. We really appreciate you doing this for y'all. We actually enjoy it. It's two buds just being nerds. And like I said, of course. And like I said before, our podcast, we are always monitoring it. I'm on there in the mornings mostly while I'm at work. I do monitor it. So if you want, hit us up.
He means our Discord.
Yep, hit us up on our Discord. It's discord.gg/raw podcast, like I mentioned earlier. If you want to talk to us about business, you can hit us up, private messages in Discord, or hit us on our email, which is podcastraw@gmail.com. Can't think of anything else to add. If you want to game with me anywhere, you can hit me up as some variation of Rook 213 or Tomcat 213.
And you can find me everywhere pretty much as the Archon 606.
Yep. And we love running around and gaming with people. If you got a game you think we should try, if you got a game, I've been running around with War Makita on Arc. Eventually, I'm going to give a review on that because I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
All right. So that's all we have for tonight. And I hope y'all have a great night and stay nerdy out there.
Have a great week, guys.